Meet Joyce Benz. In November 2024, she visited the ER 10 times over the course of 12 days due to intense abdominal pain and discomfort. And each time she was told it was likely just stress or minor digestive issues, and there was nothing to do or to be too worried about. Later, her appendicitis went gangrenous and she had to be hospitalized. Unfortunately, Joy's story is not the only one of its kind.
I'm Tafsin Tanha Mahmood.
Hi, my name is Erin Madukdok.
Hello, I'm Dylan Sharma.
Hi, my name is Caitlin G.
Hello, my name is Bryce Arthur Moore.
Hello, my name is Grant Sadarosny.
Hi, I'm Jack Janice.
And for this year's IBM Challenge, we want to tackle the gender bias that exists in the Canadian healthcare system, specifically in the gynecological field.
Based on preliminary research, we found a shocking 70% of patients with medically unexplained symptoms are Canadian women. This unbalanced medical treatment between men and women is a very common issue in the healthcare field. Women often face medical disparities and biases compared to their male counterparts due to the lack of funding and research when it comes to female-centered health issues, frequently leading to dismissal and misdiagnosis. But from the doctor's perspective, we found that they have an average of 15 minutes to see, examine, and diagnose their patients. This forces them into a one-size-fits-all mentality that women do not benefit from. And so we asked ourselves, how can we support both female patients and the doctors helping them?
To understand this issue better, we also surveyed 20 women between 20 to 60 years old to hear about their experience with the Canadian healthcare system. They shared that besides feeling rushed, they often felt like their struggles were not being taken seriously by their doctors during their appointments. From our survey, we also found that 55.5% of women had their symptoms dismissed, and 16.7% were misdiagnosed. We also saw that only 33.4% of women had received proper care and diagnosis, whereas 53.3% were told they were just experiencing issues due to stress or anxiety, and the rest were either told their symptoms were either not that serious or simply misdiagnosed.
We also had the privilege of speaking with some experts in the fields. We talked to Emily Dwas, the author of Diagnosis Female, How Medical Bias Endangers Women's Health, to not only learn more about the issue, but also to hear some more real stories. We talked to Lisa Wild, the executive director of the Emily Murphy Center here in Stratford, who provided insights about trauma-sensitive language. Lastly, we wanted to hear from one of our other stakeholders. So we talked with Ellen Tusa, a doctor here in Stratford. She helped us look from the perspective of medical professionals so that we can make our service beneficial to both groups involved. Throughout our conversation with these experts, one thing kept coming up: patient advocacy, the ability to speak up for yourself.
Based on the usability test, we found that our users are very busy people. We simplified the UI so it's not a time-consuming onboarding questionnaire, and then we turned it into a quick and easy journal log to suit their fast-paced lives. To aid with patient advocacy, we incorporated AI within the app to be more effective and understandable by putting all the features into one tab. Also, we made it easy for users to observe and share their accumulated logs through the calendar feature. By better differentiating the visual hierarchy of the pages, users are able to easily identify the different parts of the app too. And lastly, the balanced use of friendly and medical language supports and empowers women with the information they need.
From this, we developed CAS. CAS is a service focused on letting women track their gynecological symptoms and giving them questions to ask their doctors in order to help advocate for their own health. So, whenever a patient experiences a symptom, they can log it. CAS will keep track of their symptom and connects directly with their gynecologist and doctor. Before an appointment, CAS will give the patient some questions they can ask their doctor and insights about what might be causing their symptoms. The patient can then choose to share all or some of their logs with their doctor to look at before the next appointment.
Meet Amy. When Amy was younger, she was having pelvic pains, and her primary care doctor at the time chalked up her whole experience to simply period pains. Amy believed this and continued on with her life, but still occasionally she would have the same pelvic pains. Years later, Amy, now an adult, finally switches her primary care doctor. Her new doctor, Jean, had experienced the consequences of misdiagnosis amongst females when she was younger, and was determined to make her practice ready to empower her patients and get more effective time out of each of her appointments. Jean became aware of CAS through one of our Women's Health Organization outreach events. Through our onboarding process, Jean became aware of how CAS will integrate with her pre-existing electronic medical records and how she can help connect patients with gynecologists. Back to Amy. By the time Amy arrives at Jean's clinic, Jean has already laid out a number of her flyers around the clinic. These flyers help Amy understand more about underlying problems women face in women's health diagnosis. In her appointment, Jean introduces Amy to our app, Cass, and informs her that she will be connected to a gynecologist through the app. After the appointment, Jean sends a referral for Amy to the nearby gynecologist. Over the next 5 months, the gynecologist will accept Amy for an appointment, all while Amy will be using the app and getting familiar with its various features.
She starts by logging her symptoms indicated by her Add button in the nav bar. She sees this section is organized into 3 categories: physical pain, mental health, and bodily changes. This layout helps Amy reflect more holistically on her health, using drop-downs and sliders to record the pain type, location, severity, and more. Amy is able to record multiple symptoms in one entry before she's ready to save. As she continues to log entries over the next few weeks, Amy checks out the AI Insight screen. Here she sees an interactive chart mapping out her symptoms over time, helping her spot patterns she hasn't noticed before. The app also shares potential condition matches, clearly marked as non-diagnostic, but helpful in guiding what to bring up with her doctor. The suggestions only appear once she's logged enough symptoms for the system to recognize meaningful trends. A few days before her appointment with the gynecologist, Amy opens up the appointment details screen because she sees the prompt to start preparing her questions. Based on her entries, the app has generated tailored doctor questions, which she saves to help her stay focused during the visit. From her journal, she selects the symptom logs that she wants to share. Now, her gynecologist will have a clear overview before they even meet, saving time and ensuring the conversation dives into the concerns that mattered the most to her. After her consultation, Amy is prompted to reflect on her experience. She's asked whether she used the AI-generated questions, how helpful Cass was during the appointment, and whether she has any feedback for the team. Her input helps the app grow with its users, building a more supportive, informed experience for women like her.
In conclusion, we designed our app to empower women with the knowledge and tools to organize and understand their symptoms better. We will provide AI-generated questions and insights based on their symptoms they input into our system, helping them have a clearer understanding of their bodies and enabling them to have a more informed conversation with their healthcare providers. To support long-term growth, we launched digital campaigns that highlight gaps in women's healthcare and promote advocacy. By conducting market research, women's health awareness campaigns, a multi-language UI, and highlighting the impacts of our key features, we plan to hopefully expand across Canada and beyond. We'll also continue building strategic partnerships with healthcare providers, gynecologists, women's health organizations, and nonprofits to boost credibility and foster a sense of community. Additionally, we'll expand our revenue models to support scaling our resources and growing our user base.